Going on, guys? It's your boy Coors Light, and today I'm going to be starting a series of videos on how to modify and customize your tech deck longboard trucks. So for today's video, I'm going to be covering Kingpins. Your stock tech deck longboard truck Kingpins, I've noticed, have always been too high, so when you go and grind stuff, they just always catch and it makes life a lot more difficult. Now what I've done, and some tips I've gotten from some friends, there's some ways you can get around that. So the first thing I'm going to tell you about is the 29mm base plate hack. So you take the base plate from a 29mm tech deck trucks and you slap them on, and it makes the kingpin lower so you don't hang up when you're doing like smith grind, stuff like that. But what I've noticed, the problem with this is your trucks are a lot tighter, and I prefer looser trucks. And there's another alternative to this, and that is to use Phillips head screws. Now, how in the world are you gonna use Phillips head screws as kingpins? Glad you asked. My buddy Jared, who owns Sponsor Me Tape, has been sending me out inverted kingpins, which are these Phillips screws right here. And essentially what these do is you screw them into the base plate. And it don't really hang up on anything anymore like you would on a normal setup. Just sticks right on. And I think it's the best alternative and the best thing you can do to modify your trucks. I'm also going to show you how to do this too, because it's actually a pretty simple process. So if you excuse me, I'm going to take the trucks off this deck, and I'm going to be showing you on these trucks. So now what you're going to do is you're going to want to acquire a pair of lockjaw pliers and a hammer of some sort, but since I don't actually have a hammer on hand, I'm going to be using this wrench right here. Now this is the part that probably scares off some people, because you actually have to take the pliers, you're going to clamp down where the pivot cup would go, if you can see that, and you're going to lightly tap out this kingpin. Okay, that one doesn't want to come out. Let's try this one. Okay, new theory. I'm going to keep it in these vice grips well taped down and tap it out with this hammer, and it comes right out. Pops right out. Now that the hard part's over, it's time for the fun part, which is installing the Phillips screws. Now Jared supplied me with these black colored Phillips screws, and normally they'll come as like a, do you have an example over here? They'll come as a silver option too. This time around he sent me some black, so this is going to look really cool. One thing you'll definitely notice about using Phillips screws is that it makes your truck so much looser and a lot more responsive and a lot more fun to use. Now that we got everything all situated on there, that's what it looks like. Let's mount it on the trucks. I always like to put the screw on first, so let's do that. This just turned into a tutorial, didn't it? Pretty much did. Screw it in there just a little bit. Line up the truck, the pivot hole, put it in there, and just screw it right in like you would for like a wide truck or a dynamic trucks. They'll work the same exact way at a fraction of the cost. Now these screws, I can only imagine because I haven't actually looked up the price, can't cost any more than a couple dollars. I think it most you'd be spending like $3 or $4. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I haven't actually looked at the price, to be fair. I personally find tech deck longboard trucks to be more enjoyable with these Phillips screws because they don't grab on anything. They're a lot more responsive. It just makes it a lot more fun. Let's set the trucks up on the board. This video is going to be a bitch to edit. Now that I got it in place, I'm going to screw this kingpin in all the way. This is going to suck. Oh yeah, so much better. That's what it looks like when it's all nice and seated on your truck. Now I'm gonna set up the other one. Now personally, I like to put them just together. And so when I have it on the actual truck itself, or the truck on the board, it makes life so much easier to put together. I'm just trying to show you how to mod your trucks, or tell you different ways how to mod your trucks. I'm just nice enough to show you how, because I'm a good guy. Yeah. And again, you're gonna repeat this, put it into the pivot cup, like so. And then you're just gonna screw this in. It might be a little hard to do, because you know, this isn't threaded. Really, it's not in the right way. So it's gonna be a bit of a pain to do at first, but once you get past a certain point, it's not gonna be as bad. So if you get through the rough part, you should be all set. In most cases, at least. This one's putting up a little bit of a fight. It's gonna take a little bit to get it in and tuned properly. Oh yeah, they're not going anywhere. And there you have it, inverted kingpins. So the best way to not stick on anything is having 29mm kingpins, or doing the inverted kingpins, which are kind of hard to do, but I feel like they have more benefits. Thank you guys for watching. This is part 1 of how to mod tech deck longboard trucks. In the future, I'll show you how to do more. Deuces.